All right, we're recording. Good. So welcome to Greek. Today we are talking about, we're in the fourth term of Greek, and just to give those of you who are visiting a little context, today we will spend the first part of the class talking about, well, the students will be reading some sentences they prepared in advance. We'll be saying some sentences in Greek that they prepared in advance, and then we'll go on and talk a little bit about the lesson, which is a tense of a certain class of verbs, and we'll call it a day. So that's it. So the exercise we're beginning with is 27.1. Flipping there. Good. So the first sentence is, the giant is living in the cave. We'll just go on a volunteer basis. Who wants to take that? Let's see, I have okay, that text is, okay, text not for us. Yeah, who wanted to take that? Artemisia. Thank you.
Chogigas oike ento antro.
Okay, good. Chogigas oike ento antro. Good. You may get another word for a cave. Kara. Good. Intospei. Good. That first epsilon in that word is not part of the ending. It's part of the root, so it doesn't contract. Good. Is there another word for dwell or live? No, I don't think so. Good. I actually don't know why they included that one, because that doesn't have a me verb. Number 2, they gave him some wine because he was thirsty. Tisbulatai tuto, solo.
Edosan auto oinon ate dipsonti.
Arista. Edosan auto oinon hate dipsonti. Edosan auto oinon hate dipsonti. It's a good way of saying it. They gave him wine because he was thirsty. This is a bit of a way you can translate that. It's supposed to be hate. Sorry, just didn't. Rough breathing there. Good. Now you have, let me press the envelope here a little bit. They gave him some wine. How does the Greek, I have to remember if I have a vague recollection of mentioning this. How does the Greek do some wine? So they didn't give him the whole wine. They gave him some wine. Eliska?
I said Tina. I think that was the translations in the book, but
yeah. Let's go with yeah. Oi non tina. Okay, that's a good. Oi non tina. Now that would be a certain wine. They gave him a certain wine, right? They gave him Merlot when he wanted Chianti. How do you do a part? I actually can't remember if in this class we talked about Kara.
Meros? Mere?
Well, no, what you can say is that in this case, you can actually say, oh, sorry, ignore that. Edosan oinu. Edosan oinu. They gave him, literally, they gave him of wine. And this is a partitive genitive. This is a partitive genitive. And when the Greek wants to say, I gave somebody some portion of a substance, or I ate some portion of a substance, or I drank some portion of a substance, that can go into the genitive to indicate that just a portion of it was given or drunk or consumed or bought or sold and so forth. Is that ringing a bell for anybody? No? Okay. Sorry. Kara.
I was just wondering if it's referring to like a group of things, can it mean like a few of some number? Or does it just mean like a portion?
No, yeah, you could, it'll be a group of things. You could say something like Edo-san Ragon. They gave him some of the grapes. Yeah. Yeah. But good. Solon, the sentence you said was perfect. Eliska, the sentence you said, no problem there. I was just, yeah, there's a part of the genitive. So don't be surprised sometimes when you see a genitive that's the object of something, especially if that object is of giving or consuming. If the verb is of giving or consuming, it can go into the genitive because it means just a portion of it. Good. Give the dog a bone and let him go. Brasida.
Ostun to kuni dos kai auton afes.
Excellent. Ostun to kuni dos kai auton afes. Exactly. A bone to the dog give and let him go. Release him. Good. Arturo.
Would it be all right to put that in the subjunctive? Or sorry, optative?
No, not the, why would you be tempted to put that into the optative?
To say let him go. So not as an imperative, but as
Third person imperative.
oh, okay.
Yeah, third person imperative, you can see let him go. Within me, ito. So yeah, that's actually, I think that makes sense. Give the dog a bone and let him go, let him be on his way, is the meaning of that, ito. So I mean, that would make sense. But this is a me verb, so they're wanting you to practice me verbs. So I think also the sentence says, give the dog a bone and then release him, is the idea. Afes. But yeah, in English, they sound the same. Good. 4, we will show you where the money is. Eliaya.
Dexomen soi hopu estin ta cremata.
Perfect. Dexomensoi hopu esti ta cremata. Hopu esti ta cremata. See, there's that singular verb with the neuter plural subject. It felt so unnatural at the beginning of the year, but now, second nature. Good. Now, Sika and her maidens are standing near the sea. Kasia.
He Nausicaa kai hai partenoi estesan engustin talaton.
Kai hai partenoi. Say it again.
Estesan.
Estesan. Say engus.
Engustin talaton.
Engus takes the genitive, so engus takes talates.
Oh, tes talates.
We got Nausicaa kai hai partenoi estesan engus tes talates. Now that's a good Greek sentence. It just means Nausicaa and the maidens stood near the sea. That is in the past. That is in the past. Nausicaa and the maidens came to a stand near the sea. Now we want to say are standing. Now,
You want the perfect.
right. Like you might be tempted to use the present and say histantai, but that is Nausicaa and the maidens are coming to a stand next to the sea. So we want the perfect, actually, have come to a stand, therefore are standing. Anybody get that? And so remember, the form for that is hesteka. Literally, I've come to a stand, therefore I stand. And so they stand would be kara,
Estekon?
not hestekon, eri,
Hestekasen.
hestekasin, hestekasin. Remember that, kara.
I just had a quick question. Does it work to use autais tais partenois here? Like to use the commutative dative? Does that not work in this?
No, it doesn't, but I can't really think of why it doesn't. Huh. Let me get back to you on that. I mean, just instinctually, it feels wrong. But conceptually, I can't see why. Let me get back to you on that. Is that why you said, did you give the singular hestikin? Is that what you said? Or did you
I said estekon. Like
hestikon, right. Yeah, that form occurs in the New Testament, but it's a incorrect form. Rasida.
A question about engus. In the last chapter, we read that the hetairoi stantes engus mono to ophthalmo. So does it have a difference in meaning? Or was that not saying that they were standing next to the eye?
I think in 27.
Yeah.
Didn't you say it was being used as an adverb in that situation?
Oh yeah. I see it now in line 14. Yeah, they're just standing nearby, and then they put in the club into the eye. That's why it's in the dative. Good. We will, Nasika, the enemy will attack us at dawn. Eliska.
Ho polemios epitestai hemin homheo.
Polemios epi did you say epitesitai?
I said epitestai.
Just get that epsilon in there. Yeah, epitesitai. So the middle future is going to be tesitai. Tesitai. So the only time, yeah, that epsilon is always there except for it will be, and that's just when it's estai. All the other times that epsilon is there. Arturo, question?
If you went with hoi polemioi
Yeah.
instead of polemios, would that be epitesontai?
Exactly. Hoi polemioi epitesontai, hoi polemios epitesitai. Did you show your mother your beautiful clothes? Eri.
Ara erexas te metri ta kala hematia.
Arista apes. Ara edexas te metri takalahimatia. Did you show your mother the beautiful clothes? Good. Did I see a hand in question? Good. Takes me a minute to scan all these boxes. The hero set up the mast in the ship. Parmenide.
Hoi heroes eison ton histon in te nei.
Good. Hoi heroes ton histon in te nei. What was set up?
Eison.
Ason.
or eison.
Eison. Think of giving me a form of hiemi.
I think
Eison.
like está.
Yeah.
Está.
Okay. So that form would be, did they set up? Oh. Are y'all reading this as past tense?
I think I read that as, I meant that to be like aorist, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so the aorist would there be hoi heroes, ton histon, and tene e esteson. Did y'all get? Esteson.
Okay.
This is that transitive form aorist. And so it's completely regular like all the other weak aorists. Estesa, I stood up, I set up, and then they would just be esteson. Good, yeah, it just occurred to me that that could also be present, right? I mean, in the right circumstances. Good. Why did you give that beggar not only money, but food as well? Aletheia.
Dioti ekenon ton ptokon edosas umonon kremata kaige siton.
Good. So I heard edosas.
No.
Remember, me verbs in the aorist, in the singulars, they have the kappa. So it's edokas, diati edokas. Kano to, what was it? Beggar?
Ptokon, yeah.
Yeah, not only, I don't want to type all that. So that not only, but do note, not only kremata, not only money, but how do you say, but also, anybody? Eri?
Alakai.
Alakai. Umonon kremata alakai. This is that. Non solum seretiam. Non solum vermetiam. Good. So edokas. Edokas, remember. The soldiers threw away their weapons and said they would not fight. Someone just give us the first part of that. The soldiers threw away their weapons. Heliaya.
Hoi stratiotai ta hopla ap ebalon.
Apebelon? Okay, good. You can say apebelon. Did anybody get a me verb? Para.
Afeson?
Afeson. Afeson, good. So afiami, then you get to the aorist, afeka, I threw away. Afekos, afeke, afeman, afed, afeson, they threw away. So the soldiers threw away their arms and said they would not fight. Who wants to take that? Arturo.
Tai ephasan me makestai.
That would be, and they said not to fight, and the Greek is going to hear that as an indirect command. And they said not to fight. So you want to say they said they would not fight. Artemisia?
Kai epon hoti u makuntai.
Makuntai. Epon hoti u makuntai is good. They said they would not fight. Exactly. That is exactly what it means. But let's go back to how could we change Arcturus's construction to they said they would not fight. Solon?
Me makestai.
Makestai. So you just want your future infinitive there. Me makestai. Good. Very good. Just want very quickly. The Greek with that is going to say, it's going to say uk ephason makestai. It's going to negate the u. But more on that later. I just wanted to get that future infinitive in there. Good. Very well done. So something we really didn't talk about, but you handled. So I just sort of threw this at you to see how you handled it, and you handled it very well. Namely, two tenses of me verbs. Two tenses of me verbs. So we say, you have didomi, doso, he, amy, heiso. Sorry, do that again. He, amy, heiso, ti, temi, heiso, and then he, stemi, stay so. So that second principal part, that is the future, is completely regular. And you all saw that, and the future forms that you gave me were correct. So that is, since doso is I will give, it's completely regular. There's nothing odd about it. Peso, I will place, completely regular. Heiso, I will send, completely regular. Steso, I will set up, completely regular, right? So the futures, deiknumi, then deiknumi, deikso, completely regular. So I think we can just go with the future. We can just pass over the future. The future is just Brasida.
For the future middle, does it keep the reduplication?
The future middle, no.
I was looking at a chart in the back for one of the verbs, or I used it for one of the sentences here, but it has in the back for on page 231 for the future middle of titemi, they have titesomai at the very bottom of 231.
Okay, now we're going to talk about that today. The very bottom?
Yeah.
Now that's not tau iota, that's tau epsilon. That's the passive.
Okay. Which
now the future middle doesn't. The future middle loses the present reduplication.
Oh, okay.
The passive base will get this other reduplication.
Okay.
That's what we're talking about today. Good, good. Yeah, those aren't middle, those are passives. But if you want the future active, there they are, completely regular. If you want the future middle, you just take that, you just take doso and you have dosomai. Heiso and you have heisomai. Heiso, just like Eliska had, you have teisomai. And then steisomai. And steisomai, of course, is going to be middle. And so what does steisomai mean? I will stand up. This is that middle intransitive meaning. I will stand up. Steisomai. So those are all regular. So Solon.
So for 3 out of the 4 me verbs, it looks like the future sigma and endings go just get added after the vowel, but for deiknumi, it looks like the epsilon just goes away. Why is that?
Right. And that's because deiknumi is sort of its own class. It's sort of like a hybrid me verb. Some parts of it are me, some parts of it are completely regular. So what's going on there is that you actually have 2 parts going on here. Well, actually, in total, 3 parts. You have deik, which is the root of the verb. And then you have me, which means it's the me verb. But then you have this nu, which means that it belongs to this class that only became me verb for the present and imperfect. This nu was inserted in there almost to make it temporarily a me verb. And then when it goes into any other root, that is when it goes into the aorist or the perfect, it just ceases to be a me verb. So that nu is an old archaic present tense suffix. So when it goes into any other tense that's not present base, the root you're dealing with is only deik. And as long as you remember that, there's actually a benefit to it because now it's completely regular. Because now it's future, then it becomes deikso, just like any other guttural consonant. And then its aorist is completely regular, and it becomes edeksa. And then it's perfect. I have shown becomes, what will that be? Solo?
Dedeka.
Dedeka. Right. Because consonant stems become aspirate in the perfect. And then dedegmai. In the perfect middle passive, I have been shown, or I've shown for myself. And then it has a regular aorist passive too, a dektain, I was shown. I was shown. So anything that ends in numi is part of that deknumi class. It's part of that hybrid me verb class. So if you took, what was another one I just saw? Say regnumi. Regnumi means I break. I break. So you already know, and actually all of these are pretty regular. So regnumi means I break. How do you say I will break? Anybody? Keeping in mind that nu was an archaic old present suffix. So now that it leaves the present tense, it loses the nu. And so kara, the future will be?
Rexo?
Rexo. Rexo. How about the aorist? I broke. Brasida.
Erexa.
Erexa. Erexa. Let me throw this out at you. Remandumi means I hang. Keeping in mind the nu is a present tense suffix. What's the aorist going to be? I hung. Or I hanged. Depending on what your object is. So you, remember, you're just dealing with crema now. Disregard the double nu. Sometimes they doubled up. Arture.
Sorry, I was thinking I was figuring in the first new as part of the stem.
Okay.
So
Actually, ekremasa. It's us altogether regular, except that alpha does not lengthen to eta. It lengthens to a long alpha. But just showing me the point that the nu always disappears in these other tenses. And in all the tenses except what's based on the present stem. Good, so there's deknumi, and there's all the numi me verbs, that hybrid class of me verbs / regular verb. And then the future. We've talked about the present of me verbs. We've talked about the aorist of me verbs. There's the future completely regular. The perfect and the perfect active and the perfect middle passive are completely regular. As long as you know the principal parts. So you get dedoka is I have given. You get heika, I have sent. That's a nasty one, right? Because you also have the aorist heika. And they sound alike. They sound completely alike. But heika is the perfect I have sent, and so it's regular. Titemi gives you teteka, I have placed, and it's regular. Now you go to histemi, and you just remember, we've already covered that. It's perfect as regular, but now it means something else. It's intransitive, and it means I'm standing. I stand. But as far as the form goes, it's regular. So that being the case, how do you say poslegetai heleni sti? Let's go back up to dedoka, to have given. I see it. It really looked like you mouthed it.
Dedonai?
Not dedonai. Artemistia?
Dedokanai?
Dedokanai. 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 So that means tete kanai, for to have placed. A kanai, to have sent. Let's try another perfect form. So let's go back up to dedoka. How do you say poslegetai sti? We have given. We have given. This is a good review for the perfect tense. Parmenide?
Dedokamen.
Yeah, just receipt, just push your accent back. Dedokamen. Dedokamen. Good. Garcia?
Just a quick question. So for the perfect for he, a, me, does the iota just drop out?
No. Which iota?
The one that's usually at the beginning. So like he, a, me.
Okay, yeah, that dropped out. That's only present.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, is that the present reduplication? Is that what we call it?
Right. Yeah,
Okay.
that iota is the present reduplication.
Okay.
Yeah, let me, that iota is the present reduplication. And when you see the perfect of it, heika, looking to see if I gave it to you on that list. Oh, good, it did. Okay, I was worried that it didn't. When you see that heika, okay, its stem now, so its present stem is he-e, and that iota is its present reduplication. When that's gone, its stem is just he. And so when it goes into the perfect, it reduplicates with an iota, heika, heika. And that's always going to be there in all of its forms because reduplications stay. In participles, subjunctives, optatives, reduplications stay, perfect reduplications stay. Tete ka, kara.
Sorry, just kind of going off of that, I was meaning to ask this. For the participle, the aorist participle for he, me, is it just hesse, hen, or like?
Exactly.
Okay. That's all I want to know. Thank you.
Yeah, you see, it's that's the experience with me verbs, is that you see the pattern and you start to see, okay, it's going to be this and going to be this, but they're just so odd. You always got to second guess yourself and say, is that really the form? Because it just looks so weird. And then you're like, yeah, that's it. Because these are just, they're a class unto themselves. They're consistent with themselves, but they don't look like the rest of the, sometimes they don't look like the rest of the language. Good. And yeah, let's go.
So for that same word, sometimes they have a eta. Does it have an eta when it needs a long root vowel? Like for the
Yes.
aorist singulars, and then it goes to epsilon iota for the plurals?
Yeah. Yeah, that's so like you're asking why in the aorist is it heika, but in the perfect it's heika, like that? Exactly. Because what's going on with the aorist is that anything in front of the kappa is actually lengthening. And so epsilon lengthens to eta in the aorist kappa. In the perfect kappa, what's going on is just it's getting a reduplication. And so it becomes epsilon iota. That's why they're two different. They're two different kappas going on. One kappa causes lengthening. One kappa is just the perfect kappa.
So for aorist plurals, when it doesn't need to lengthen, it goes to epsilon iota. Is there a reason that there's no iota in, like there's not an iota subscript in Heika?
No, because then that would have, no, because it's already lengthened, then for it to lengthen again, that would be triple lengthening. So once lengthening has happened, there's no reason for it to do anything else. So for another iota to come in would be overkill, if that makes sense.
But just to make sure that plural, the aorist plurals have the stem of epsilon iota, like Heisan. Yeah.
No, not the stem. They just have he, and then they have the ending san. And so they will augment.
Oh, okay.
They'll augment to Heisan. But your epsilon in the singular is lengthened to eta. So there's always a difference. Maybe we talked about this from months ago. There's augmenting, and there's lengthening, and there's reduplicating. And they're kind of three distinct things. They can stand for each other sometimes, but they're essentially different. One more thing I was going to say. It had the eka in it. Teteka. I wrote it above. I given it to you. Both forms exist. I've already given it to you as the eta form, so keep it as the eta form. Teteka. Sorry, my bad. They both do exist. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're there, but it's for the sake of consistency. Teteka. Good. That's the perfect. So if you go to perfect passive, dedomai, I have been given. And once you've committed these principal parts to memory, you know it's dedomai, I have been given. And so postlegetai, she has been given. Kara.
Dedotai?
Dedotai, exactly. How about she has been sent? Oh, do we remember? Well, okay, so for he and me, the perfect middle passive is heimai. So how about we have been sent? Postlegetai, we have been sent. Parmenide?
Heimata.
Heimata. Let me give you a real hard one. To have been sent. Artemisia?
Heiste?
Heistai. To have been sent. Having been given. Participle. Having been given. I thought Heistai was a lot harder than that. Parmenide.
Heimenos.
I changed the verb on you. Having been given. Given.
Dedomenos.
Dedomenos. And that accent's always good. Well, that's enough of the perfects now. You're going to have more exercise over that over the weekend. Something to look forward to. So, and then finally, the aorist passives, the last principal part. And you see, well, you will see if you don't have it up. That sheet I gave you where you have the principal parts, you can see it's edotain, etain, I was sent. Etain, I was placed, and then histemi doesn't have one. I mean, correction. It has one, it just really occurs in later Greek. Estatein really occurs in later Greek and in compounds. Estatein. And that is going to mean, that's never used for standing. It's more, always has a sense of something like established. X was established. Yeah, so what you see going on there is that, so you have edotein, where you just have the stem, the aorist stem, do, he, and then you have the stem te. Now this is what Brasidas brought up, that tau epsilon, where did it come from? It was te, right? But it's downgraded from aspiration because an aspiration is going to follow. Because the Greek doesn't want tetin. So I think we've seen this before. Two aspirations there's a pattern where two aspirations will deaspirate the previous one. And so that gets deaspirated to te. And then you have sta. You can see all of these just get an augment. And so do gets edo, he gets hei, he gets ete, and sta gets esta. And now you just put on the aorist, theta, and the ending. So you get edotein, heitain, ete, estatein. And then once you get there, they're completely regular. They conjugate just like any other aorist passive. So if you said, they were given, post legatai Hellenisti, they were given. Brasida.
Make sure I get this right. Edoteson? Or edoteson, yeah.
Exactly. Edoteson. They were given. They were given. How about, so let's go with etetein, having been placed. Kara.
Tetes.
Get rid of your augment.
Tetes.
The taste, right? Taste. The taste. Right. How about having been sent? Solon.
Hetes.
Hetes. Hetes. Because remember, hey is augmentation, not reduplication. So in the participles where it loses augment, it becomes hetes. Right. You can see why people talk about me verbs. Especially he and me. It's like, oh, what's augment? What's reduplication? What's a lengthening? And so forth. Good. And so the aorist, so the future passive is built on the aorist passive. And so you have the same thing. You just have the dot and you add the asomai. You get dotesomai. I will be given. Tetesomai, I will be placed. There's that tetesomai. Etesomai, I will be sent. And statesomai, I'll put it for the sake of completion, but it was so extremely rare. Byzantine writers like it more than any classical or New Testament writer. Good. That's it. 317. We have one. Yeah, good. We have one more tense to get through. What tense is that? What tense have we not talked about? I've saved the worst for last. Kara.
Pluperfect?
No, the pluperfect is based on the perfect stem. So if you have dedoka, you can make the pluperfect.
Would be the imperfect then?
Imperfect, right? The imperfect. But let's just go back to that pluperfect. How do you say I had given? Dedoka. So you know dedoka, and so now you can make the pluperfect. Artemisia.
Maybe ededoka?
Ede, do.
And I don't know the endings. Maybe like ededo. Nope, I'm not gonna guess.
Brasida.
Which person did you say it was?
Just first, I had given.
Okay, A did okay.
Ededoke. Ededoke. Ededoke, ededokes, ededoke. Ededokemen, ededokete, ededokesan. So imperfect, but we only have 2 minutes left of class, so I'm not even going to try to do that. The imperfect is actually not all that bad, and there's no reason to spotlight it right now this week anyway. So we'll just wrap that up next week. So your homework is number 1, study for the quiz. And the real beast is getting down the present and the aorist of the me verbs. And I think once you do that, then the rest of the tenses all fall into place. I think the key is just having memorized the present and the aorist, and then everything else becomes understandable. So study for the quiz, which is on the present and aorist forms. Not aorist passive. I don't mean that. I just mean first principal part and the third principal part. Present and aorist forms of didomi, hitemi, hiemi, histemi, dake. Just those 5. These are the same 5 I gave you the principal parts in that handout. Right, they're all there. Good. And then secondly, prepare a translation of chapter 28. I do want to do, is this week 5? 28. Okay, so we have 2 chapters left. Yeah, I do want to do, ideally, we'll get back to speaking in Greek about the chapter for the last 2 weeks. Right, this is week 5, so for 6 and 7. But for this Friday, again, translate, because I just like to translate the me verb chapters to make sure everything's crystal clear, because a lot can fall by the wayside. Artemisia, you have a question?
Yeah, for the quiz, is that all forms, like including participles, infinitives, and optatives and subjunctives? Okay.
So, and that's why I'm not going to assign you anything else, because I really just want you to take 2 days to hit these 2 tenses pretty hard in memorization, because, so that's it, just 3:21, good time, perfect timing. Well, good timing. All right, good. If you have any questions, write me. We can always do office hours by Zoom. If not, I'll see you Friday. Stay the course, stay healthy, stay isolated, but keep your sanity. Good. All right. Eroste.
Karen Soida.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Soida.
Karen soy oida.